Oh, hello, my friend. You can see Mahim in the background, Aisha. But I just came across another one of my internal fears. And I feel like it's a pretty common one, you know, that one where you feel anxious when you're around, when you're in a group of people and like, you know, your heart starts beating when, you know, when people start asking you questions, when people start looking at you, or like, you know, you're in class and like the teacher asks you a question and your heart starts pounding, or like you're doing like a group activity and it's your turn to get up on stage or present or whatever, and like you just start getting all nervous and your heart starts beating and like your chest feels tight, your throat, you can't really talk anymore. You just start just getting suffocated by anxiety, right? And I just had an experience like that. I was in a group of people who I like, right? I'm comfortable with all of them. And I still had that experience and it was so surprising for me. You know, it was so surprising that I was like, wait, why do I feel like this? I feel so nervous. I still did it. Like I did the action and like on like a physical level you probably couldn't tell. If you're like attuned to someone's energy, you probably could tell. But I was so uncomfortable and nervous doing it, even though it's just a fun game. And I was like, why is this not fun right now? Like this is supposed to be a fun thing. And I just closed my eyes and like kind of asked myself like, what's going on? Like, what are you avoiding here? What are you trying to get away from? Because that's usually what anxiety is, right? You're trying to get away from something. So it's good to ask yourself, like, what am I trying to run away from here? And it seemed, I was like, okay, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to like say the wrong thing, because then people will laugh at me, right? We don't want to get embarrassed, do we? None of us. I was like, okay, fine. Makes sense. Still felt like that. So I was like, okay, well, what's wrong with that? You know, what's the problem with that? And it's because I didn't want to get excluded. You know, I didn't want people to laugh at me and call me names or whatever. So, and then they like kick me out of the group and they don't want to be friends with me. Because when I moved to England, I moved to a new school and like I found it really hard to fit in and stuff. And then, you know, I moved schools again, then you move to secondary school as well, or high school. Again, you have to make the whole new group of friends, and just going through that over and over again, it's like, it was tough. I found it really hard as a little kid to like fit in with everyone. And it was just a tough situation. So that, it's just, I think it's like a tribal one, you know, it's built into us to be afraid of being kicked out of the tribe. And I really feel like that's what was getting activated. You know, I've heard people talk about this before, but it never really resonated. But that's what it means, like, because what is inclusion, right? What is inclusion? It's love, right? When you include someone into your life, it's an act of love, right? And the other person, like imagine someone includes you into their life. You know, maybe it's a girlfriend, boyfriend, right? They include you into a relationship. It feels like love, right? Your family includes you in their life. It's love. So when you're excluded, when you're kicked out of the tribe, or so it seems, or, you know, everyone just doesn't want to hang out with you, you feel unloved, you feel abandoned, right? And that's one of the worst things that you can feel, because like all we really want is to feel that sense of love, right? Now, does that mean, you know, if people don't include you, your life's over? I don't think so, because, you know, that's fine on a tribal level, but I like to see things more from like a spiritual conscious level where, you know, you are the maker of your own destiny, right? And the way I kind of see that is give yourself compassion firstly. Like, look, bro, I'm always going to include you because I don't have a damn choice. not from that perspective, but like, you know what I mean? Just like, at least give yourself the grace to include yourself, you know, give yourself your own presence, right? Because that's all you can give. And then secondly, it's like, you can actually just take a second and just be like, okay, maybe these people don't want to include me. Maybe these people don't want to be around me, but so what? You know, how do I want to respond to the situation? And then it all kind of just calms down. And like, you know, maybe these group of people aren't the one and you want to find your own group that suits you better, whatever, right? The fundamental point is, don't let the fear of getting kicked out, the fear of getting excluded, make you too afraid to do anything, right? Because that's what happened to me quite a lot. You know, any social situation, any group situation, I would approach with a lot of hesitation, with a lot of like, I wouldn't get fully involved in it. So firstly, it was never that fun for me. And secondly, it was never that fun for the people who I was with, right? Because imagine you're playing like a sport, right? Let's say you're playing tennis and the other person doesn't really get into it, they're kind of half playing it, half not, it's just going to be terrible for the both of you. So you're just going to want to like smash the racket over their head, right? So when you're playing the game of life, you need full involvement. And if you're afraid that, you know, you're going to mess up and get kicked out, you're not going to play like that, bro. You're going to play reserved. You're going to be anxious the whole time, and everyone's going to feel it. I don't mean to make you more anxious, but everyone's going to feel it. So I'm not saying this to, you know, stress you out further. I'm saying this because if you become aware of this, if you can, and not just because I'm saying these words, I'm saying, look, like, sit down, close your eyes. When you feel that feeling, see what you're trying to run away from. Like, a nice exercise is like, if you had a magic wand and you could wave it and fix something in your life right now, what would you fix? What would you change, right? And that kind of gives you a good idea of, you know, what subconsciously you want to control, because you're usually trying to control the situation, right? And that'll point you like, oh, you know, maybe I want everyone to like me, I want everyone to laugh at me, I want everyone to, you know, be friends with me. That kind of starts to point you in the right direction. You just kind of keep investigating. Don't be too verbal with it, you know, maybe just see what memories come to your head when you think about these kind of things, and that'll give you a really good idea. And after that, right, now after this point, you can make a more conscious decision, you know, if you know what, maybe I'll get excluded. Maybe. It's really, really unlikely, to be honest, in this situation, because I'm actually friends with all these people and I've been friends with them for the last 5 months, 1 month, 2 weeks, right? So it's unlikely they're just going to kick me out. So, you know what, this fear is there, but I don't think it's that applicable right now. Maybe if you're in a survival situation and, you know, people hate you, fair enough, but is that the case? Probably not. So now you can approach it with some like sense, some reason, and then you can get fully involved and actually start enjoying yourself, enjoying your work, enjoying your school, enjoying your sport, whatever it is, you can actually enjoy it. So keep that in mind, and like, please, like, don't just listen to these words, like, go and do it, like, go and try it out, because that's what's going to make the real difference. So yeah, bro, catch you with the sunset, get on with it.